So, final part of your sleep system is what you're going to sleep on. The ground is going to be uncomfortable, and it's going to take loads and loads of heat out of you whilst you're sleeping. So here are a few different options that you might want to think about. First things first, old school foam mat. These come in different thicknesses. I've got two here, one wrapped inside the other. So you get nice and thin ones, so that will kind of insulate you from the ground a bit and give you a little bit of comfort. So slightly thicker one, and as you can see, they're both foil lined, and that's to keep them a little bit warmer. So these are quite handy to use with one of the others in winter. So nice and cheap as well. I think this was about £3 in Tesco's. This one was about £8 because it's a bit thicker and a bit hardier. But they're an absolute bargain. If you're not going to do a huge amount of camping, one night sleep in one of these will be absolutely fine. Then we can get a little bit more complicated, a little bit more expensive. So you can get semi-inflatable, kind of inflatable beds like this. We've got a bit of padding in them, and you get them in different sizes. So I've nicked my flatmate's one because he likes to use a nice short one, which just kind of covers shoulders and your hips, and then your feet are off the end. He's also got a longer one, and all this has got on it is a little valve. You open it up, you let it inflate with air naturally, and then you just top it up with a bit of breath, and it gives you a nice cosy night's sleep. Reasonably lightweight, not too expensive. You can pick them up for about £20–30. Also, they've got that natural padding in them as well as that air, which can be very, very useful. Downside of these are, if it gets popped, you get a bad night's sleep, because unfortunately this foam only really works particularly if it's pumped up. So you can pop them, which can be a drawback. They're relatively hardy, you just need to be a bit more careful. Whereas these, you get a hole in it, doesn't matter at all. Third option, which I generally go for because it packs down into a very, very small one, and they actually make this one that's I think 6'7", so it fits me luckily, long enough, which is essentially a lilo type thing. So it packs down into size of just a kind of a bottle of Coke, kind of 500ml bottle size, and blow it up, and it's incredibly comfortable. And I think it's about 7 centimetres it gets me off the ground, so nice and cosy. Again, drawback of this, as soon as it gets a puncture, you're sleeping on the floor. So you need to be really, really careful with them. Make sure where you lay them out, there's no kind of sticks or anything sticking through the bottom or anything sharp, and you need to look after them in your bag as well. So we've got different options for what you want to sleep on. Either Lilo type bed, which they do in a range of sizes. I got that one from Decathlon. You can get the shorter inflatable foam ones, full length inflatable foam, or you can go for the classics, which are just the kind of the foam roll mats. They take a little bit of time, you need to kind of like lie them out and then weight them down, but once you're sleeping on them, these are pretty good. The one thing I'd stay away from that people do have used in the past which aren't very good are yoga mats. Yoga mats are slightly slipping around and absorb sweat, but actually for sleeping on they are not very good at all. So Tesco's in the summer have a camping section, you can buy it from there, or you can buy them online or from most camping stores. Nice and cheap, really reliable, more comfortable, a bit more expensive, a lot more comfortable, but they do have that problem if they're popped. This is absolutely useless, so you need to make sure you can keep that spare repair kit safe, and they usually come with a repair kit.